Pipes in Rust allow you to do a lot of things. You can move loot from one point to another with the distance being pretty much unlimited. You can automate your furnaces and cook ores without having to think about it. You can even have your loot magically sort itself for you into organized and labeled boxes. One thing you can't do with pipes though is go through walls. Well, until now. If set up the right way, it's possible to bypass walls and move loot right through them. So of course I thought what better way to put this method to the test than by making a bunker in my base which is inaccessible without pipes. And trust me, it certainly got put to the test. Before we could even think about building this bunker though, we needed to get all the parts necessary to make it work, and that meant finding somewhere to build a starter base. I was late to wipe, which never makes it easy to find an ideal living location. After a bit of venturing around the map, I settled on this beach by launch site. Living next to such a large and contested monument as a solo though is never going to be easy. Hazzy, nice. This should be enough for a level 1 workbench when I get home, which is a good start. I literally just jumped into that room, not expecting anyone to be in there, and there was a guy. That first shot I shot was completely blind. There's an airdrop there, we'll go to that. Oh, there's 2 guys in the water there. They're the guys that live there. That base is online and there's 2 of them. Oh, those are the guys that just killed me in launch site. The guys that just killed me in launch site live right there, and there's 2 of them at least. They'll probably go for this airdrop. Let's see if we can get there first. We're not going to make that in time. It's going to fall before we get there. We're not going to find it. Yeah, it's gone. Python, though. That'll be the guys. That'll be the Python guy I just died to. My neighbors. Yeah, they're right here. They're right here. I can wait in this bush because I'm between them and their base. I still have to kill 2 of them, though. They have a SAR as well. Of course I kill the crossbow kid and not the SAR kid out of both of them. That's unfortunate. We had been nicely introduced to our first set of neighbors. These guys lived just over the hill from my starter base and were certainly a threat. Currently, they outnumbered and outgunned me, so I did my best to avoid them. But trust me, this group's gonna have a massive role in this story and in a way that you're never gonna see coming. I got a feeling this road's already been farmed the whole way up. Dawn. He was part of the group that I lived right next to, and his name is the only one that you need to remember. We will definitely be seeing him later. The main objective right now was scrap. I needed scrap to learn all of the crafting blueprints of the industrial system so that I could set up what would be my main base and of course my pipeline bunker. This included items on the level 2 workbench, which would take an additional 500 scrap alone to acquire. After a decent amount of time farming the roads and running launch site, we were able to place ourselves a higher tier workbench and learn all the items we needed for now. We learnt industrial parts as well as a variety of electrical components, and then for our first piece of pipeline for the wipe, I set up some automated electric furnaces. This was going to come in handy when it finally came to building the main base, as we would have an abundance of metal cooked ready to use. Before turning our attention to the main base though, I had one more acquisition I wanted to check off the list, and that was a decent gun to defend ourselves. I got lucky and found this double barrel shotgun in a recently raided base, and that was all I needed to get the ball rolling. That sounds like a free revolver to me. There was 4 of them, I'm pretty sure. We might be able to go back and clean up. No, we'll take a revolver. I think he's on the roof of that base with the SAR. I think he's just roof camping it. I was never going to get anything better than a revolver out of that with him on the roof. So we take that. That is right there. And we just got a revolver crafted. It's this furnace base right here. They might actually already be in. I don't know how many they've shot. Nope, they're not in. There's definitely 2 of them as well. Did he just see me? We gotta be patient here. Okay, they're in now. One dead. Wait for the other one. He's just sealing. I need to loot this body. Oh my god, I'm never gonna be able to find it. Where is this body? I don't have a torch. There. Oh! There's no gun. Where's his gun on the ground? I need to find that gun that was on the ground. Okay, this is a controversial move. I'm killing myself behind this rock. I've got a bag right here I can respawn in and get a torch. Okay, the other guys come out now. Damn. They probably still won't find my body. Oh, the SAR. I'm going home with this. Well, it wasn't the most conventional way to get one, but we did get a SAR, which is exactly what I wanted. I researched the semi-automatic rifle along with ammo and meds, and then headed up the hill to figure out the best spot to build the main base. That was until I ran into another, less intimidating neighbor. I reckon I build the main base right here on the peak of this hill. That base in the river, there's a guy there, swimming.
Bro, please.
You're right, you're right. Sorry, man. Do you live around here?
Yeah, this is my base over here.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. I honestly think this spot on top of the hill here's the best location I can get. There's not a lot of flat area because obviously the water's taken and stuff, and there's rocks down there. So I might have to make do.
Here is your revenge, you're gonna die. He's at the tree.
Who's Tommy? Cheers, man. Tommy. Oh. Chantel as well. Chantel and Tommy. I assume they're together. They must be, right? Tommy and Chantel weren't just a couple of guys passing through. No, they lived just the other side of the river, and I'll give it to them. They were annoying.
Yo, whoever lives here, you were just getting door camped. Yeah, you're still. There is 2 guys here.
Of course they are. They proceeded to door camp me at my starter base for quite literally the next hour, preventing me from finally building this main base that we had been working towards all day. When I did finally get my opportunity to begin the main base, they decided they weren't going to make it that easy either. I think they've actually given up finally. Thank God. Now I have to build this in a bit of a funny way. I have to build it so I can still walk around the walls that I want to put the pipes through. because the way that it works, the way that the exploit works to put the pipe through the walls, you have to be able to grab the pipe from one side and then walk around the wall. It'll make more sense in a minute, but basically for now, I'm going to use wood walls so I can knock them out later so I can walk around. Just so we can secure this build spot first more than anything. My god, dude. Yeah, it's Tommy again. Of course it is. Who else would it be? No! Well, they finally got me, and boy did it give them a bit of confidence which they didn't need.
It's just the fact that you're like a roaming grenade gun.
That's what you get for taking my bow, f***ed.
This death triggered another hour of door camping, but this time, they sat outside my newly constructed main base, which was slightly concerning given 2 of the walls were still wood and it was rather vulnerable because of this. I did my best to slowly but surely expand the base into something that was more respectable, making sure to leave a path of temporary weaker wooden walls for where I would be setting up the pipeline bunker soon. I began working on my open core and the higher levels of the base before needing to head out for some more wood to keep building with. Oh, what? How did I not see that? C4? That's the most random airdrop ever. At this point, Tommy and Chantel had either gotten off or found something better to do, giving me the time to build up my open core and a couple of external tool cupboards. It was then time to spend an unfortunate amount of time making this bunker work. I'm not going to show you every step of the process because, to be honest, there was a lot of racking my brain to make sure I didn't screw it up. But if you want to know how to do it for yourself, the video I came across as inspiration for this was by Twisted and it's linked in the description. One thing you do need to know though was that I wasn't planning on going through just one wall with this method. I was attempting to go through both the core wall and one layer of honeycomb. This made it significantly more difficult with pass-through boxes and extra conveyors required inside an inaccessible piece of honeycomb once it was sealed. After way too much time though, I had it working and just needed to seal it off. Okay, this should be working, hopefully. That button stops stuff from coming in. That button stops stuff from going out. So now nothing should be passing through either direction. So if I put some stone in this box, which is the depot box to go into the bunker, it shouldn't be going down, which is good. It's not going down because I turned it off. If I now go back into the bunker, if I press this button, it should come into that box. Moment of truth. Please? Stone? Yes! Dude, yes! Okay, so it's working. At least it's bringing stuff in. Stuff is coming into the bunker. Perfect. So now if I press that, it should stop stuff moving in. Yes. No more's coming in. And now there's a little bit in there. If I press this, it should start sending it out. Back upstairs. Yes, there we go. It's working, dude. It's working. And now I just need to seal this up. It was all working. I hit out the temporary wood walls and fixed up the bottom level, sealing it all in for good. Now we entirely relied on these couple of pipes that weren't supposed to do what they were doing to not break to ensure that we had a working bunker. It came the time to move into my main base for good. I fixed up my open core a bit and began moving the loot over. If you're enjoying the video so far, why not drop us a sub? We're really close to 200k and I'd love to hit it by the end of the year. What? That's a new base. That's popped up rather suddenly. Interesting. Oh! No way, dude. Oh, New neighbors. Fantastic. These guys didn't actually live in that first new base that I'd seen, but rather one just a stone's throw further down the coast. They would certainly be an issue, but not right now, because I was getting off for the day. As I departed the server for the night, I watched as these guys rapidly expanded their base, not knowing what was in store for me the next day. I sent everything down into the honeycombed pipeline bunker, including all of my sulfur, components, and what little explosives I had, and then disconnected. Well, we're not raiders, that's a good start. Let's move everything out of the bunker. So, everything that's in this bottom box, if I click this top button, it should send it all back up and out. Yep, there it all goes, nice. Where's all the stuff? Why isn't it on that box? We had a problem, and a pretty big one. The loot hadn't made it to my main loot room, but I know that it had left the bunker box, so that leaves one place where it could have gotten stuck. The honeycomb. The only reason I could think of as to why it had broken was the conveys inside the honeycomb must have turned off with the server restart overnight. This meant that if I wanted to fix it, I needed to turn them back on. And to turn them back on, I needed to access them. And to access them, I needed to blow a sheet metal wall. Now the bunker was looking more like a hindrance as opposed to a feature. As a temporary measure, I broke one of my honeycomb stone walls with some shotgun traps and was able to siphon what loot hadn't got stuck in the honeycomb out of the bunker by using another glitch that allows you to loot your body through the wall. Now my focus turned to blowing that sheet metal wall. My friend was back online, and after he offered to give me some charcoal to assist in the raid, we joined a team and were officially allies. He wasn't the only one back online though. Is that Tommy? Yep, Tommy's online. So that's Tommy's base that... Oh, they're going across the water right now, over there. They're probably going to farm over there, to be honest, that island. It's pretty safe over there. We might be able to get them on the way back. Yo, you want to come help me kill these guys? We're going to camp them. They just went over to that island to farm. We're going to wait outside their base for them to come back. And then we'll kill them.
Okay.
They should be loaded, honestly. Here they come. Heaps of wood. I didn't grab the python. He's gonna go straight to his roof. I gotta find that other guy. He ran so quickly. I reckon he's gonna be loaded, honestly. He's here. Let me up. He stashed. He definitely stashed stuff. There's no way he went over... Yeah, ice pick. He definitely was farming. There's no way he went over there with an ice pick and didn't come back with farm. I'm going to go home, depot, and then I'll come back out while he's trying to get his stash. Because he's got to come back for it eventually, right? Is that AK? He's got an AK on his roof. There's no way they've got AKs and they're coming out with pythons. We've got to go back and find this stash. I bet you there's farm. It's probably around these rocks somewhere. Yeah, there he is. Oh! No way! Thank you very much. That's all of it. It's got to be. This was all the stone I needed to finish the shooting floor of my base, so that's exactly what I did. Knowing that Tommy and Chantel had an AK was a pretty big surprise, given that I hadn't seen them with anything except a python and of course my semi-rifle from earlier, which they never seemed to leave their base with. Me and my mate made a few attempts at trying to steal the AK, having him distract and bait Tommy onto the roof while I laddered up and shotgunned him. We weren't successful, and Tommy seemed to have some kind of sixth sense for me approaching for some reason. After this, they went a bit quiet, and I turned my attention back to raiding that sheet metal wall. They don't have power at all? Oh my god, my core's open, bro. Bro, he didn't realize it was my own base. There's two. There's another. What? Bro's throwing. Bro's throwing. I found him. Oh. Oh, no way, dude. There's so many comps in that middle box that they would have grabbed as well. Let me grab that, please. Yeah, there's all my shit, bro. These guys thought they were counter-raiding, but it was actually just me doing some loud renovations. They were from the group who had just moved in down on the water, and although I had won this fight, they had attained some pretty vital information about my base. They had seen the pipes coming through the wall, so they knew of the bunker's existence and how it worked, something they would certainly keep in mind. I fixed the bunker, having to improvise a bit with a generator and a few other tweaks, and then my new neighbors came over to give me a heads up on their plans.
Yo, Jimmy. Jimmy. Yo, don't get offline. We're gonna come online you in, like, later tonight, so don't get off, okay?
These guys were gonna raid me. Bluffing or not, I needed to take the threat seriously. Respectively, they had told me they wanted to do it online and wanted to confirm that I would be there to see them pummel my home. I was far from ready to defend a raid though. These guys had AKs and full kits, and even more of an issue, there was 3 of them online right now. Defending anything with semi-automatic rifles is going to be difficult, so I needed to figure out a way to get something better before they arrived at my doorstep. That's when I turned my attention to Tommy and Chantel's base. They weren't on right now, and I knew they had an AK. If I could quickly raid them and get the AK, I would have a much greater chance of successfully defending my base. No AK. Yet. Okay, so it doesn't look like they have garage doors down there, which is good. So it's just 1 sheet metal door, then like 2 or 3 more. We can do that. I need to do a little bit more farming. Just a few nodes. What? What is that? Oh. This isn't them, is it? Dawn? This was the first time I had run in with this group since the first few hours of my wipe, but that didn't mean it wasn't a significant encounter. They had been camping me and donated a pump shotgun to the cause. And this pump shotgun would turn out to be possibly the most important gun of my wipe. Satchels. That should be enough. Is that footsteps? There's no way they're already here. They're coming. They're actually doing it. Oh no. 3 of them at least.
Meow.
I'm not ready! They're on my roof? How is he already up there?
Me.
Here we go. Oh, they're coming through there. They're literally coming through that bottom door. Oh, they're going straight for the bunker, dude. They're going straight towards where the pipes are that they saw. That's not good. Shoot that out. At least they can't get back in then if I kill them. I need roof control back. There's one dead on the roof. Shotgun trap going off. He's running back. That'll slow him down. What? He died to the shotgun trap. Oh no! I actually almost had it. Oh! What? One more dead. Still 2 more. I just got killed by a counterer. Are you kidding me? What is that? I like bounced. I got no more guns in my open core. That's literally all my SARs, and they're all on the roof. And he's got control. He's up there on the roof still. He's got control of it. This might be a GG.
Hey, man.
Are they in open core? They might already be in here. No? I think they're in that next door. I can't open that. I got nothing, dude. Pump shotgun. It's gonna have to do. No way. saying GG.
Ow.
I need a seal.
Yo, GG in here.
I'm saying GG.
Kind of like pussy for bunkering all your loot away. But
I'm a pussy for bunkering my loot? What?
Yes.
The pump shotgun that saved the wipe. I was lucky to get away with this raid defense, especially given that these guys were blowing a direct path into my bunker, probably because they had already seen the trick I was using earlier. They had even blown my tool cupboard and into my open core. I was practically down and out before grabbing that pump shotgun. I fixed up my base, then grabbed the satchels and went over to finish what I had started. Bruh. Don't tell me it's empty. And there's a note. Easy loot indeed. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you'll probably like this one too, where I built an underwater bunker to hide my loot for an entire wipe.